Hey guys, it's me again, and I was hoping that my next Invisalign video would have been my final review of how everything went, but that is not the case.
I once was a kid, all I had was a dream. More money, more problems. When I get it, I'ma pile it up. Now I'm dope, want the bread we can toast. So fresh how we flow, everybody get their style from us. I once was a kid with the other little kids. Now I'm ripping up shows and the fans going wild with us. Tell mommy I'm sorry, this life is a party. I'm
essentially going to explain why it went wrong, what happens next, and if I regret getting Invisalign as opposed to traditional braces. I suppose we can talk about what went wrong. I was projected to finish my treatment in early July. However, since the beginning of this year, oh my god, it's really hard to talk with this. Since the beginning of this year, I had made a plan, a pact, a resolution to go to California for the whole month of June, and then I realized I was changing my trays every week. I decided to take it upon myself and calculate approximately when I'd be done if I had changed my trays every 2 weeks. So I calculated, and instead of finishing early July, if I pushed it and used my tray, change my trays every 2 weeks, I would be done August 2nd. I then called my dentist and told them. They were like, there's nothing we can do, but if you're going to wear them for an extended 2 weeks, only wear them during the day and don't wear them at night because you could cause, that could lead to excessive grinding. When I came back to Canada, I was on tray 19, everything was fine. My orthodontist had then asked me if I'd like to complete the overcorrection and go on to 22 trays. I was like, of course, let me get my money's worth. I want my teeth to be as perfect as they can be. I was now booking my appointment for when my refinements were done, and I could overhear them having a bit of trouble scheduling me in, and then it dawned on me, oh, I'm not even going to be in town. I'm going to be in London, England. So it was actually funny. She's like, oh, thank you so much for going on vacation, because it probably we would have had a hard time fitting you in, so all was well. I went to England for the first time. It was beautiful, and this was probably a week before I was supposed to come back home. I noticed that, as you can see, this tooth, it just sunk to the bottom. Also, this tooth is supposed to be over here, which is why it also looks lopsided, but that's just a whole another ordeal with the way my mouth has grown. There isn't one set reason as to why this happened. I asked my orthodontist, hey, what happened? She couldn't really give me a straight answer. However, this tooth before, back in the day, it used to be protruding, and then we got it leveled. So sometimes with teeth that have overgone a lot of shifting or movement, sometimes relapse and just... I also have another theory. I mentioned this before, but one of my teeth did not fit in the tray well, and I thought that was a result of not using my chewies. I would spend a lot of time just with my chewies, or even just naturally just going like this and biting down on that particular tooth to kind of hope that it would, magically fit, but obviously that didn't work. Maybe the pressure from constantly biting down on this part pushed this tooth down, because as you can see, it's right under it, so maybe the constant jabbering sunk the tooth. Those are two pretty good options. Also, just not following Invisalign to a T. Because I went on all these trips, I had to reschedule things. Pushing it longer than it was supposed to messed it up. That's my own fault, essentially. So what's next for me? I am now in refinements, and that is what happens when the Invisalign treatment doesn't go as planned. Funny thing is, it's actually a lot more common than people think. Once I was at a different dentist getting a cleaning done, and the dental hygienist had told me she got refinements at least 2 times. So I'm like, oh my gosh, the things they don't tell you, eh? So I'm in refinements. They do the same thing. Actually, no, I actually have a clip. So back in the day, they would do a little mold, they put clay in a tray and you hold it for a few minutes. Now, which I'll show you. Now this is a camera, and it's going to take pictures of my teeth and upload it there instantly. And that's it. That's it. The future has arrived, my friends. That is it. It's actually kind of cool that I got to experience both ways of doing it. So they took the pictures, they sent it off to Invisalign, they then got a preview of what the treatment would look like. We are going to fix this tooth and of course this little guy that fell out of place. And I have 13 of them, which gives me a grand total of 35 trays that I will have worn, and I am projected to be done sometime in January, which will mean I've had Invisalign for 1 full year. With the refinements, I have buttons again, and as you can see, this is probably the worst I've spoken in any of my Invisalign videos. I got it yesterday, so it could be a bit of adjusting, but another thing that is very different is my buttons were all, I didn't realize how lucky I was. Oh, the vast majority of my buttons were on the sides of my teeth. I had some on my canines and then one here. Now, my buttons are all along here, except for my second tooth, are all along here, and I only have like a few on the bottom, but oh man, having buttons on the front sucks. Taking them out, this could also be because they're new, but taking it out is a lot harder because they are locked in. These are going nowhere. They're definitely not the most flattering things because they're just little ticks on your mouth. It's also pretty uncomfortable when I have them out. They scrape against my lips like nobody's business. I'm hoping that they get better. The idea of taking these out are just so cringy that I'm only going to eat when I'm hungry, so hopefully it gets better. Also, yeah, if you're watching and you have buttons at the front, tell me if it gets better because I'm struggling today. Now, since I've pretty much gone through a full Invisalign treatment, I know so much more. Also, hear me out, I haven't had braces before, so this is just my general idea. Do I regret getting Invisalign as opposed to traditional braces? Honestly, if you're watching and you want to, and you're debating between Invisalign or braces, I honestly think braces are, and there's probably a proven fact, braces are probably a lot better. If you have, you know, a lot of work to do, I think braces, to be completely honest with you, would be the best bet. Now, if I could go back, would I have chosen Invisalign? I actually would, because where I am in my life, I just don't think braces would be the most beneficial for me. You know, if I had full-on metal, like even if they're clear, they're still relatively noticeable because of the metal. I had a massive gap. Nobody noticed I had Invisalign. That being said, there's nothing wrong with having metal in your mouth. Like if I always wanted braces as a kid. Like I would have had the full metal mouth. That was like my dream. All I wanted to do was like change my gap. Ultimately, overall had a great experience with Invisalign. The thing with Invisalign, you have to be really ready for it. Like for example, I had my trips planned and working around it wasn't really the best thing, and if you have braces, I mean, it's a lot easier, you know, you just don't get them tight in the metals on your teeth. And this is also just a little disclaimer. Yes, I was just on a world tour, traveling the world all summer. In order to fund these trips, even my Invisalign, I had to give up my apartment in Toronto, move back to my mom's house, and just save. There's a lot of YouTubers that have a crap ton of money. I am not one of them. So if you're broke and watching this, I got you. And you know, I'm also just saying this as just a bit of inspiration for someone who feels like, you know, they want to do something but they don't have the money. Everything's possible, but not everything is going to be easy. If you don't mind having metal in your mouth, like honestly, I think braces are better, but you know, if you like the aesthetic, Invisalign is pretty great. The lisp is something that you have to work on. It definitely helps with your confidence. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. If you have any questions, you know I answer everything. Just comment below. But also, if you have answers for me, please, or advice and tips, please let me know. And if this is your first time watching an Invisalign video by me, definitely check out my other videos about Invisalign. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
It feels great, motherfucker, yeah.